New Year's Eve, happiness should always be the focus of a celebration. Or at least, it should be. Yeah, we're gonna celebrate the tragedy of some race, the Gutians, the Shangrai, the whatever's in between. Alright, for a moment I thought I wasn't recording the screen. I would have been very sad. In the tavern courtyard at night, the sky is still gloomy with the promise of rain yet to fall, and mist shrouds the heads of all present. But the festive atmosphere of the banquet seems unaffected, and the damp mist is easily dispersed by the clamor and high spirits. Jiu Nangzi is very silent, just like me, you know? I can't tell when to record. Should I record when I just wake up, you know, when I have nothing to say, when I'm silent? Or do I experience a day where it doesn't matter? Am I productive? I'll still feel like shit. If I feel like shit, I'll feel like shit at the end. Wow! And here I am recording. You can tell I've had an amazing day.
Oh, 九娘子, you are welcoming us at the door this year.
Because Li Zheng said... Oh, welcome guys! You're all here!
What's going on? You seem absent-minded. Here, 竹叶flower seeds. I know this is the only flower you would use to make liquor. And here are 2 festoons with auspicious deer patterns. Not a fancy kind, but I made the pattern myself.
I'm skipping this.
Oh dear, this is too much. Thank you so much.
Oh,
no.
Don't worry.
Most had intended to spend the festival at home, but now they gather here at the generous invitation of Jiu Nangzi. The golden colors of the courtyard displayed for all to see, punctuated by delicacies and fine liquor to offer. Almost every corner is filled with people who scattered about like sand in the desert, with status and age set aside and all notions of formality cast to the wind.
1, 2, 3, 4.
How many? Hello.
7, 8, 9. Huh?
Everyone is here.
I'm not sure about that. I haven't counted them up yet.
That might be Fa Cao. His family is here. Without him.
Is he still patrolling? This late? Is he still looking for the foreign ladies?
Perhaps. But it is not polite to keep other guests waiting.
I see. Then let's start the party first. I'll save him his liquor.
All right, everyone. The hostess has a toast to make. Please pay attention.
Thank you.
Jiu Nangzi stands up above the crowd, hoping that everyone can see her. Although her mind begins blank, some heartfelt words bubble up, brought to the fore by the encouraging gazes below.
Everyone here knows that I can't read and can't say some sweet words like toasting.
Just say whatever you want.
Don't interrupt her, you imbecile. Oh, all right. Well, where was I?
A toast.
Right, a toast. But I can't do it myself, so I copied a line from the book at the place where I work now. I like how it sounds. I bid thee all to drink and be merry. Do not stay thy hand from thine cup. Hope I didn't pronounce it wrong. It means people should drink, and drink more. So you shouldn't say no to it.
Is that so?
Well,
Is that so?
whatever. Anyhow.
Without waiting for everyone present to react, she looks up and drinks her bowl dry in a single gulp. Let's admire the art. That's Li Zheng. That's Jiu Nangzi, obviously. And then there's 2 NPCs and then nothing in the background. Okay. Her bowl is now slightly tilted, indicating that it has been emptied. Jiu Nangzi gaze glides over each face one by one, and finally she laughs with glee.
Bottoms up and fill your cups. Cheers!
Soon the cry of cheers begins to echo through the courtyard, one after another, rising wave by wave until even the festoons on the eaves are shaking.
Cheers! You've always been nice and warm to me since I came here. I can't do anything in return but host this feast. Hope you enjoy the liquor and the dinner.
Oh,
I wish
no.
you a peaceful New Year's Eve. May all of your wishes come true in the coming 朔日.
This soundtrack is playing. I actually hate it. With how many times it plays, it's always, oh look, comforting soundtrack. And it's just like, oh, guys, don't worry, your family is being stormed away, or, oh, this is the Arcanist that was our friend and now he's gone. Or some guy must have had like their favorite toy or something. Oh, toy is gone, and then this soundtrack plays. I'm so done with this soundtrack. It's such a comforting soundtrack for how tragic the scene following it is going to be.
Li Zheng, do you have anything else to say?
Oh, guess what? He's gonna turn into a horse.
A peaceful New Year's Eve would be enough.
Peaceful New Year's Eve.
Peaceful New Year's Eve.
Peaceful New Year's Eve.
Li Jing sits among them, like a kindly old man. Sure, the crowd loosens up once again shortly after he finishes speaking, the sound of clinking cups and tapping chopsticks continuing to rise and fall.
You did a good job with the toast, Zhou Jiangzi. Looks like you've learned something from those love poems. You must have read them unconsciously after you stuck them on the wall.
Oh, please. That custom is no longer popular in our neighborhood. I'd rather transfer the poem onto a kerchief and make a purse out of it. Just like Jiu Niangzi did. It draws so much attention on the street.
Actually, I still can't read what they write on the purse. But the characters seem beautiful.
What about the one you recited during the toast? You sounded really fluent. Who taught that to you?
Oh, that's from the former Zhili, the one who went back to our hometown. She taught me that.
Speaking of her, is she going to come back?
I didn't know any better. But by now, she should be at home, having New Year's Eve dinner.
Did you hear from her? If she doesn't come back, you will have to work as the official Zhili. Who will take care of the tavern by then? The tavern has never had a reliable owner before you. It would have still been run down if you hadn't taken over it.
What a joke of a festival, or a joke of a tavern, if that is the case.
Jiu Niangzi is kind and warm-hearted. Such a girl of integrity can perform well in both running a tavern and being a juror.
You have a high regard for her, Li Zheng. Are you telling the truth or showing partiality?
The truth, of course. What she said in the Jersu a few hours ago is still vivid in my mind. I once again realized that it's never too late to learn.
No. I'm not as good as you say.
What did she say?
Things like, one can remove the footsteps, but not the path one walketh on. Act not against the nature of thy flesh, for through it all things were made. She made it sound easy.
The crowd erupts in a series of alarmed cries.
Absolutely. She is indeed illiterate, but she keeps learning and interprets the classic sayings in her own way. Even if there were other scholars, they would be convinced by her powerful speech. Sadly, the one she confronted was not a human, but a Yao.
Confronted a Yao in a Zhici? Was that the Featherman?
She thought the Featherman was Shouri and asked him some questions.
You actually asked him questions? He could have turned you into another striped horse.
I didn't think of that back then. This is the first time I've ever been so close to a Yao. He looks so similar to the ones in the books, so I...
Jiu Niangzi, where are you?
The rapid sound of footsteps approaches, and their leader's figure steps into the tavern in several broad and forceful steps. The abrupt sound severs the excitement in the courtyard.
What? What happened?
What is...
Where is Jiu Niangzi?
Here! I'm here! What's happening?
Turns out those foreign ladies have been in league with Gu Tian the whole time. They
The whole
helped him
time.
break out of jail and hid themselves in the wild with their arcane skills. I'm sure it will rain again soon, and it will be dangerous to stay in the wild. By then, they will come to you, because you are the Featherman's target.
In the courtyard, the crowd's gaze follows Fashao closely. While Fashao's own eyes are fixed on Jiu Niangzi, they realize now that some word of resistance is on her tongue.
What? Jiu Niangzi, you... You must leave here. You can't stay in the tavern.
No count? Thank you.
But it's my tavern. Why am I leaving my own place?
You are in danger. Since Guo Tian was able to break out of jail, he will for sure be able to break into the jutsu. For your safety, I will have my soldiers escort you to the government office. That's the only safe place now.
No, I'm not leaving. He is neither a Xiangrui nor a strong Yao. Why are we afraid of him?
The sound of wings cutting through the air overlaps the end of Geo Nangxi's question. The new arrival spreads his wings like a dark cloud, blanketing the courtyard's colorful decorations and dazzling lights.
Watch out!
She's right. You need not fear me. This lady honor of the tavern is the bigger concern here.
Formation 1!
The well-trained guards surround the tavern, and the sound of running, trampling feet echoes through the courtyard.
I knew you would come for her. Where are your accomplices? Are you the vanguard of the team?
Jiunyangzi, it's not too late for you to stop. No more turning people into a Lushu. Too many people have gone missing because of you.
This information, unknown present, hits like a stone cast into water. Questions and whispers begin to circulate through the crowd like ripples in a pond.
Turn people into a Lushu? But the wanted poster says those are striped horses.
What is he talking about?
Geo Nangzi looks up into the air and stares straight into the looming figure of Gutian above her.
What are you talking about? You know nothing about Lushus. Besides, what do I have to do with the missing people?
He's talking nonsense, right, Jiunyangzi?
Save the talk. Catch him first.
Wow, what a reasonable man you are, Fashao. I mean, I guess they're assuming Geo Nangxi's innocent, but like, I don't know. Let me stay silent, because honestly, here and there, somewhere I've given up on the story. I don't know, man. I feel an asshole incoming, and it's becoming a reverse 1999 classic. I'm not sure I like it. You know, speaking of events, they keep pulling. Hey, that's a wonderful debuff. Debuff mark removed. Okay, I'm not gonna read that because it's too insignificant at the moment. Anyways, reverse 1999 events. They keep doing this thing where, start of the event, they argue about something. Turns out you're entirely misguided, and they will never mention it until the very end of the event. For example, the Ask in the Choir. It's probably gonna be mentioned in a bit, but like, come on, man. Surely this could have been mentioned earlier, you know? Surely. Anyways, where was I? Yeah, it's following the same pattern, which, don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but
Here's something fun for you.
I guess I'll stay silent and I'll see if the story surprises me.
I will pray for you. Sorry.
And because so far, I'll be honest with you, the anecdote, DK's anecdote, has been the best thing out of Reverse 1999 in terms of events and stories and stuff like that. It is a wish come true. It is regrettable that such events occur in our time. Oh yeah, speaking of, I really like Shemaine, but even Shemaine is like eclipsed by the event since, you know, the main focus is Calabauna and the other woman, which I thought their story was, honestly, was bullshit until the boss fight, but the boss fight was tragic, you know, it's like, it's a build-up, and it's like, wow, we went through all that for that build-up, you know. The uninvited guest is not willing to attack, even in his own defense, so a one-sided battle ensues. It is only natural that the side resigned to only evading will eventually lose.
Surrender, and dispel your arcane skill. Turn the victims back to who they were.
Well, Fashao, if it were that easy, surely this guy would not be, you know, evading or something. I swear to God, man. I don't want to say some stereotypical jokes, but they're writing themselves. At this moment, Besmert and Yenisei rush to the edge of the encirclement. The communication arcane skill that Gutian cast on them earlier is quietly translating the words for people. By the way, I just want to clarify. When I say stereotypes, I mean typical story trope stereotypes, okay? Oh, the I'm in the right, actually. I don't need to verify information. What? My ally was the villain the whole time, but no one told me. Come on, dude.
We will put an end to it before the Shuozhu.
But I don't possess the power to transform people from one shape to another, and thus cannot turn them back. You're asking the wrong one.
Gutian struggles to hold on, dressed on the eaves, still looking directly at Jiu Nangzi with some hidden meaning. But Jiu Nangzi shows no hints of understanding, simply looking back with a placid anger. Her look is so forceful that it is almost a glare.
Why do you have to blame this on me? I've never met those missing people, and I have no idea what you're talking about. Is this because... Did you have a grudge against me or something?
Timekeeper soundtrack is playing. Guys, prepare yourselves, the big reveal is here.
Nothing of that sort. I'm here only to prevent an unwanted escalation. I could have just walked away, and there's nothing you can do. I could have gone to other mountains, and life would have continued as it has always been. But for those who have been turned into half-Lushus, no one can get them out of this trouble.
Jiu Nangzi stands stunned before him. After a moment she struggles out an accusatory remark, but her voice trembles slightly.
Been turned into half-Lushus? Are you saying that the animals in my backyard and those in the Jitsu, are they all the missing people? But I thought they were just Lushus. The first time I saw them, it was clear that we were alike. We're just some...
Oh, we're just alike, me and the Lushus, guys.
half-divine beasts.
Yeah, sure, you're also a half-divine beast. Shake my head, it is really Rebecca all over again. Or my bad, Jessica. I mean, she was using the name Rebecca and then she became Jessica, something of that nature. Or is it Blondie that's Rebecca? Huh. The crowd is thrown into a commotion. She turns a deaf ear to them and once again stares blackly at Gutian.
So they must not be humans. I've done nothing to transform them. I'm just taking good care of them so that they can tell me where they're from. And if they can, take me home.
Yep, I'm sure this girl ain't sus whatsoever. Her trembling words usher in a silence. Gutian, who knows she has already begun to waver, can only sigh. It seems he is starting to see the whole picture for what it is.
The Niuyang Mountain shelters the beasts. The beasts have white heads, red tails, the bodies of horses, and the markings of tigers. When they neigh, the sound becomes music. The name is Lushu. The striped horses you keep in the yard are half Lushus. They look like what's told in the tales, and they cry like humming songs in the moonlight. And the wooden dolls infuse your arcane skill, the shape of will, into the liquor, which turns people into Lushus or half Lushu. As for the dolls, they were once soaked in the water of Peiling River. Were they not?
The stream runs through the backyard. No way. They went there just for fun, or a bath. They should not...
Beyond the encirclement formed by the patrolling troop, Besmer judges the course of events through the sound of people noise. Jiu Nangzi falls silent. The seeds of suspicion have been planted, and it is now time for witnesses to take a stand. Hidden in the crowd, Yenisei crashes into the soldiers on both sides of her, Yenisei being the protective woman that she is, as always. Sharp swords and spears brush over her Lushu skin, but she seems completely unfazed, charging straight towards the direction of the water jar.
What? Who let it in? Catch it!
The water leaking from the jar creates puddles in the crevices of the courtyard. Although it isn't much, it's still enough to buy some time.
Wait!
It's you!
Li Zheng immediately looks up at Gitian as though wishing to catch a glimpse of the arcane skill cast from his still figure, only to find nothing there.
The markings of a tiger and a red mane. Exactly what the Featherman said. But its reflection is a woman?
A gasp sounds out from the crowd.
Oh my, the reflection. Is that the foreign lady from the street earlier?
Jiu Nangzi also casts a bewildered gaze towards Yenisei.
You are a Lushu. You're a real Lushu now. This is what a Lushu should be.
Wow, guys, we've been accusing her and she's been acting like, oh, it's not my fault, or at least no one really bothered to ask her, yo, do you turn people into Lushu or horses? I don't know. I guess they were asking her, hey, do you turn people into horses? And she's like, no, of course not. I just turned them into Lushus, guys. Not a big deal. Actually, no. If you ask me if I turned them into Lushus, I'll also say no. They're just half Lushus, you know? Shake my head.
But why are you still here?
I don't see what you mean, Miss Chumangse.
Oh, you're hurt. And you shouldn't be here. It's not right.
She lightly taps the pool of water with her hand as if soothing the invisible reflection of herself.
I thought you were able to recognize your teammates and had already left here.
Oh, she's confessing to being guilty. Now, who's the main villain? Huh? Tell me. Is it gonna be Gitian? No. Is it gonna be Jiyunagse? Probably. But, like, that's what I'm saying. Is it gonna be the Ask in the Choir? Like, who's the main villain? Like, if Li Zheng and Fashao had a brain cell, we'd just back up here and not interfere, because clearly Jiyunagse is guilty. But, like, again, who's the main villain? Is there a main villain? Is there a main plot? No, this is the main plot. I can't with reverse, man.
Wait, what? Oshamon, I get it.
Even Yenisei's reflection in the water ripples in response to this sudden realization.
Chumangse, you turned me into a Lushu because you thought that would help me find my teammates, didn't you? Last night, you said you would help me, so this is how you... But I was not asking for help. I was only being emotional, or pouring out my troubles. Anyway, I was not asking for anything from you. From the talk, I could feel the sincerity from the bottom of your heart. It was too real to be fake. I understand you were trying to help, and that was enough.
But I don't understand. The Taoist said, the one who can protect and benefit the people shall be a Shouri. If you can, but you don't, that would be wrong. I've done a terrible job. I'm not that majestic, nor do I look like any Shouris in the book. I can't even turn into a real Lushu. How is that enough?
She shakes her head and takes 2 steps back until she can retreat no longer and collides with the emotionless patrol guard.
Jiunyangzi, I think you need to tell us everything.
Li Zheng, who has been standing nearby, now speaks, his tone intensifying as he goes on.
Have you ever transformed people into Lushus?
Oh, listen, this is the thing that Gutian's been saying the entire time. Oh no, it's the moment of truth. Jiyunangzi turns her head only to find that everyone's gaze is now shifted towards her, needling her with probing eyes.
Answer us!
I swear, I was trying to help.
Oh, never mind. I thought she was gonna try to, deny and be like, oh, actually, no, it's only half Lushus, guys.
To help everyone get what they want, just like the former Jili. She wanted to go back to her hometown, so I offered her a drink and sent her back.
She says it with a smile.
Junyangzi, do you understand what you are saying?
I understand every word I say.
Her reaction says more than any confession. Every sentence is a declaration. Every sentence is an interrogation.
Jiunyangzi, what have you done?
You should have asked this a lot earlier.
Yeah, there you go. Gutian. Thumbs up. Jiyunangsi, you're a disgrace for your family, for your ancestors, for your... I forgot how the saying goes. For your bloodline.
What did you do to the Jili?
With Li Zheng, who had always trusted her, turning on her in anger, Jiyunangzi's reaction is to grab her own arm tightly as for protection. Okay. She wants to step back again to keep herself away from the intense emotion, but there is nowhere left for her to go. Honestly, I was expecting Li Zheng to turn into a horse, but where is that? And now we're playing the Anecdote soundtrack, which, honestly speaking, I'm more excited for Zima's Anecdote than this event so far. I mean, listen, Besmert, nice character. Yenisei, 50-50, sometimes pretty good, sometimes pretty bad. I mean, she just has too many lines, and some lines matter, and a lot of them don't matter. Gutian, good character. Poor man, that is all I can say. Li Zheng, again, it's just... when you meet him for the first time, he's pretty slow, and we're kind of running in circles. Anyways, I don't know why I'm rambling in the middle of the event. All she can do now is answer.
She came to my tavern and complained that you didn't understand her at all, and that she was considering going back to her hometown, but it seemed far away from Pay City. She looked sad and tired, and didn't know what to do.
So you...
I must grant her wish. Mustn't I? The Taoist said a Lushu can easily go 1,000 miles within a day. If they start running, go faster, that will be over 10,000 miles. If that's how I can help her, I should definitely do that.
You...
Jiu Nangzi lowers her eyes, trying to find find more suitable words for her confession, but in the end only a knot of confused sadness fills her throat.
Just like now. If the Peiling River dries out, you have nowhere to go. Just turn into Lushus, and then you won't suffer. Lushus can go anywhere they want. To the north, to the south, wherever they want. I can grant your wish differently, even if I can't recover the river from drought. I was thinking, going away freely might be a good choice. But in the end...
She's getting teary, like teary eyes. Teary eyes, yeah, that's the word.
But in the end, what I'm doing is wrong?
For a moment, almost everyone is at a loss for how to deal with this revelation. Every sentence seems to them to be absurdly wrong, but the tone with which she speaks is completely sincere. Yet no matter what explanation she might offer, it only reveals that the true culprit of the disappearances was in fact Jiu Nangzi herself.
Jiu Nangzi, you...
No one familiar with Jiu Nangzi anticipated this moment. But on the eve of the festival, a time of joy and reunion, they had to come to grips with the colossal disaster caused by such a simple act of childishness.
But if not by doing this, then what else can I do?
Nothing. This matter is too chilling and heartbreaking for an early spring night. That's Fashao. Never mind. Yenisei, who has remained silent for a long time, takes a step forward.
Junangse, remember what you said to me last night? Liquor has many different names, but they're still liquor. You can put on many different clothes, but you will still be the same Junangse. Likewise, whether you turn me into a horse, a donkey, or a lushu, I will still be the same Yenisei. You don't have to force yourself to become the people's Zhangrei. I think it's only an unreachable symbol. What matters is that the Junangse I know would do whatever she could to help others. That's just what the Zhangrei does, as far as I know. Even though some results turned out to be not so satisfying, your sincerity is as valuable as the Zhangrei itself.
She's going to prison, Yenisei. Don't give her hope. I mean, she's probably gonna be freed.
So now, you just need to turn us all back.
Yes. So turn back, where no path lies before you. It's never too late to return.
Seeing Li Zheng, who has been silent for a while now, nodding, Jiu Nangzi's worried expressions begins to stifle a few beams of hope.
I will do my best.
Jiu Nangzi turns around and whistles. Immediately after, the sound of wooden footsteps follows and gradually echoes around the courtyard. They circle in and silently jump around her.
Alright, you can talk now. It's okay.
Ah, Manus Vindicte. Is it their turn, finally?
What?
These handicrafts are able to talk? How could you be manipulated by them, Jiu Nangzi?
No, you're getting it wrong. Don't save me.
I mean, isn't it her own ability? Surely this can't be Manus Vindicte.
Li Zheng, I'm not manipulated. They're just wood. Well, they're indeed my friends. No. That's not for now. They just talk like that. That's not what they mean.
The elder's patience Teeter is now on the verge of exhaustion, yet his responsibilities force him to stay calm and wait patiently for the end of this farce.
This shall be the last time I put my trust in you. Ask them how to transform people back, but if you can't...
Jiu Nangzi knows that there can be No, can't. Allowed at this juncture. She turns her head to look at the patrolman surrounding the entire... oh, my English. Surrounding the entire courtyard, and the locals with their fearful faces. Finally, she shakes her head to clear her mind of any unnecessary emotion that focuses on just one thing.
You heard him. Now, please tell me how to turn them back into humans, will you? If it requires liquor, I'll get it for you.
Wait, no way. Winston, no turning back. The white-haired Taoist, the yellow drawing on forehead. You forgot.
The Taoist? I didn't forget anything. And I see. You must be messing with me because I treated you badly this morning. This is your revenge, right? It's not the time for it. I really need you to... No, there must be a way. I must be able to dispel my own craft.
At the end of her somewhat lackluster speech, her voice weakens to a whimper, an acknowledgement that there is no way out.
You must come to the jutsu with me, Junyangzi. We'll see what we can do.
He signals to the patrol soldiers to come forward and take her away. At this moment, Jiunongzu no longer seems willing to cooperate and instead takes another step back.
I'm sorry, but I must fix it. I can fix it. This is all because of me. I need to...
She makes a ritual gesture, attempting one final desperate act of self-salvation.
I will think carefully. Think of what I did before. I can do it. I can do it without them.
A dim light emanates from her forehead like moonlight or the silver stripes on the Lushu skin in the dead of night. I can't stand the wooden dolls, man. The sound of more wooden dolls leaping wildly rings out. They emerge from various corners of the courtyard, breaking through the encirclement of patrol soldiers and locals with unexpected force heading straight towards Jiunangzi. The miniature wooden creation begins to grow rapidly in a twisted transformation before Jiunangzi, who is now overwhelmed by a sudden burst of pain. They shift from a human form into strange, enormous beasts. To this point, everything has proceeded almost exactly like the prophecy. Do you ask an acquire prophecy or which one? Yeah, sure, you can balance it. I don't mind. You know, we should probably do the prayer thing. Upgrade. Whenever a channel or counter effect is triggered. Okay. Brambles. Never mind. What a useless effect that is. Whoa. She just becomes two big goats.
Interesting work.
Okay.
Why is it hurting so much? The Taoist has never told me. The Taoist has never told me. My head. Can I gouge this drawing out and give it back to him? No, don't. I am fine. I'm sorry. So please don't. No. What's happening? You... People? Where are you? Why are the lights out? I can't see anything. I can't feel my hands or my body. What on earth is happening?
Okay. And that's how the boss battle starts. Immune to control, so you can't disarm them, you can't silence them. My favorite mechanic! Guys, Soneto is invalid here! Lovely. Let's click. Boom, boom. Get our ultimate superhero.
So long lives this, and this gives power to thee.
Bonk. Bonk. Not bad, actually. Decent damage. And we're not taking much damage ourselves.
Manifests fire, and the sign stands for wind and thunder. The latter does not belong to the 5 elements, so it is our chance to break the ritual.
Sir, if you notice anything, please instruct us.
The southeast will be the weak spot of the cyan-colored wooden creature.
What southeast? Please make it clearer to us. We're running out of time.
Facing the south and seeing the moon rise to the southeast, one may find the position of Kan. I see the fire appears along, so the ritual has a flaw. Move with me. Is this? Careful. It is performing some kind of ritual, but we are getting too close. I need a full view of it.
What are you doing? You can't just...
I sense danger.
Zhou Nyangzi, stop the dolls immediately if you still have senses.
I can't. What? Stop whom, you said? My wooden dolls will never hurt anyone. Just like me.
Just like you, indeed. Okay, so this thing gives 2 Moxie to all allies. I see we have a random buff. Heartburn. Okay. So, what's the plan here, Chief? I think we use this.
Here's something.
We need a Bicorn Bloom attack, surely. This. And then if I want the ultimate, I might as well just flick Eternity. Okay, I'll do this. Sounds like a good plan for now. Leilani doing damage?
Agents have guns.
That.
It's
Guns.
called common sense.
Okay, decent damage. Okay, Eternity taking damage is actually not the worst thing that can happen to us. She's been disarmed though. Okay, so we do really strong damage to this guy, but they said we should be focusing this one. I'm really confused as to what I should be doing, so I'll just take a stab at nothing. We don't have a Soneto buff card, so might as well get that to maximize damage. Good thing we got this Bicorn Bloom card though.
We should listen to what people say.
Okay. Sure.
Right. So long lives this,
Buff.
and this gives power to thee. Secrets always hide in careless words.
In the next turn we can slam a Soneto Moxie. I apologize, I am pretty tired. I don't know, man. I don't know. Interacting with people just drains me way too much, man.
Retreat! What? I can't make a call? Support staff.
Alright. What is this? 6 rounds. All characters gain critical rate plus 30. At the start of the round, it inflicts 1 strike. Okay, doesn't matter. Let's just debuff them, slap Soneto, and no point we can't disarm them or anything. Probably should have used Bicorn Bloom's ultimate on this fire one, but they said you should kill the green one first, as I recall it. So...
Whose heart is beating so loud?
I think I flick Eternity here. I'm gonna flick her here.
Talking out comes to go down.
Now
Each
Soneto will
moment,
do her
now
damage.
light.
Bit damage.
Agents have guns.
Done.
It's called common sense.
Alright. We're fusing a lot of cards, which is huge actually. That's okay, damn. Not the worst. What is this? Oh, never mind. Nothing happened. So, no point in disarming, so...
Take it easy.
Eternity... Actually, wait, we need to... Soneto as
I'll
well.
take
Eternity,
it
Eternity.
easy.
Flick Soneto, maybe? No, I think we use a
Here's
Bicorn
something.
Bloom attack.
I know the moon, and this is
Bicorn Bloom ultimate is probably gonna finish off the battle anyways. Never mind, Eternity quits the fire guy twice even. Gone. Green one instead. Okay.
Bloody
Boom.
prom!
Boom. Actually, wait. We're gonna use Soneto cards.
Bloody prom!
Elemental advantage.
The ocean dried and I'm alone again.
I'm pretty sad that elemental advantage isn't that important in the game, as far as I'm observing, but at the same time, it's like, if they make elements too strong, or as in, you know, if you use the bad element and you do no damage, then I see it becoming like Grand Blue Fantasy, where you're always running the elemental advantage and there's no hope for the other elements. Alright.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Mommy, I'm sorry.
The dolls are no longer moving, are they? I heard no noise.
They aren't. No more dolls or rituals. It's over. But Zhongyangzi,
It's over for her.
wake up, Zhongyangzi.
I heard something. They didn't say goodbye and they left me, right? Yeah.
Okay. My bad for skipping that line, but I don't think it's important. Jiunangzi sits slumped in the debris of the wooden doll, smashed through everyone's joint efforts. The pain fading from her face leaves only a desperate look of despair. She holds the fragments of wood, helpless, as though she were that weak. A panicked girl in the bustling marketplace once more.
Seems what they said is true. I can't do it.
And the mark on her forehead still there.
I just want everything to be back to normal. Is that too much?
There should have been ways to undo it. But now, even I am confounded. Your pain is real. Then...
Beside the broken water jar, Yenisei looks towards Bismuth, who seems to feel something and gently breaks free from the stupefied patrol soldiers. The static courtyard is like a frozen scene, and Bismuth is the only actor walking freely on stage. Not being able to see the danger gives her an unworldly calm.
You said you can't do it. Not that you don't want to. Right? The arcane skill with conditions cannot be taken back once it is cast. Just like the irretrievable curses and vows in Siberian shamanism.
I can see some markings on this girl's skull. Like an unknown seal. I've been speculating about what caused limitation of her power. This may be the reason why she's in pain. A seal powerful enough to change one's marking on the bones is not to be easily broken.
Skull?
Jiu Nangzi raises her hand and touches her forehead. The yellow drawing upon it should have been swept away by this sudden movement, forming a colorful mark or something else, but it doesn't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Her exploration bearing no fruit, Jiu Nangzi warily withdraws her hand and gives up her investigation.
I can't. I can turn them into Lushus, but not the opposite way. Maybe I can't be a Shouri at all. I'm not qualified.
At this point, the story has entered an unsolvable impasse.
Alright. There's one more question that seems to be overlooked by us all. How many people have drunk Zhenengse's liquor in the merry festival spirit?
GG, well played. Well, everyone's turning into a horse now. To be continued. Alright. Farewell to the past. Clasp your hands, bow your head, and become a figure gazed upon. Let me just... Oh, that was an accident. I don't know if you saw that, but I'm gonna hope you did not. Farewell to the past. I'll be honest, I'm gonna miss Messbrook. I really wish there was more to do with it. And the voice of this outsider fades. The fated hour also arrives. Those among the crowd who drank the liquor undergo a transformation amidst chaotic screams as each and every one of them becomes a Lushu. As Jiun Nangzi watches this irreversible scene, she is unaware that tears are already flowing down her face. Oh man. Unlucky. Poor Jiun Nangzi. Honestly, I was hoping for something else, but not this. She has made no progress at all. Everything is no different now than it was a few years ago, when she was even more reckless and naive.
The Taoist told me that my mother was the 9th Lushu from the very beginning of time. Great, though distant. After all, except for the moment she turned from a human into a Yao when she was leaving, I don't quite remember her.
Backstory moment.
Your mother was the Xiangrui, the people's guardian.
What is a Shouri?
The spirit of auspiciousness. The great Yao who protects and benefits people. Like your mother once did. But a Xiangrui is not supposed to have any personal feelings. She fell because of you. because of the personal feeling. Remember that.
What is a personal feeling?
It's something she shouldn't have had. For you, either. But you shall keep to the path she left.
What path? Is it like the dirt path we're walking on? Or the stone path around the house?
Neither. Stay in this city. Be their guardian. Be a Xiangrui.
True, that's a personal feeling right there.
You shall understand when the day comes.
The Taoist brought me here and left me here. That's exactly what my mother, the former Xiangrui, did to me as well. So I took departure as the price of living in the human world. Before I came to Pei City, the Taoist guaranteed me that, be a Xiangrui, and then you will understand her. How alluring was that? That's why I chose to stay here. At first, I couldn't stop thinking about what the Taoist said. But I had no idea how, because I was never taught how by anyone. I didn't have any other choice. So I started to recall my mother by piecing together the scattered words and descriptions from books and legends to recall what a Xiangrui is. I tried to be her, tried to replace her, just to meet her once again. If I got to meet her, I would ask her, what was on your mind? If only you could see me doing such a great job as a Xiangrui, would you feel even the slightest twinge of guilt? For deserting me, for leaving me alone? Well, looks like I've neither truly understood her, nor a Xiangrui.
Between the two people standing in the courtyard walkway and the silent train, a decision is made. One comment though. The whole idea of a Xiangrui. Have you ever thought, what if these stories were influenced by human emotion? Just saying.
Xunyangzi, are you really going to
commit seppuku? As someone who has always been steadfast in his will, he rarely hesitates. He doesn't know which words to use to emphasize the danger of this matter to the person in front of him, or whether all words are powerless before her final choice. Oh, she's jumping off the bridge, isn't she? To make it to the other side. And so ultimately he remains silent.
It's fine. I know there's no one who could jump over it. In order to stop me, Li Zheng even told me some stories, and they were not very suitable for children. But I have to, because there's no other way. Only the divination. Well, you can't talk about Shouri without the divination, right? Thank you for letting me go. You even brought me the clothes. But the Julie is not here. I'm not sure if I'm wearing it right. But it's okay. Even if it's wrong, it still looks new and colorful.
She pats the hem of her skirt aimlessly, then folds the cuffs and finally folds back the silk drapes once more. When she cannot find anything else to fix, her farewell rises to the tip of her tongue.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. I'm leaving. Then.
Jiu Nangzi steps back and places her hands beneath her forehead. Palm to back, she bows farewell to Fa Xiao in the hallway and the Lushu turning from Li Jing. A gesture of gratitude and an apology. She has never performed such a ritual before. This will be the first and last time.
Perhaps we will find another way. You don't have to.
Hey, Fa Xiao, I'm getting a little emotional there. Don't see that when it came to, attacking Gutian or just seeing besmirched with Gutian and assuming, oh, you've been in cahoots all along. Hold on, it's been 49 minutes. Sure, let's just end the event. He doesn't finish because anything he wants to say would be untrue, an example of unwarranted comfort. from a survivor toward their aggressor. And so Nangzi says nothing. She shakes her head as if she hadn't even heard his proposal, retreating into the rain, and then turns around and walks towards the outside of the jutsu. Her footsteps have never been so relaxed before, with each step becoming faster and faster, almost evolving into a sprint towards the end. She runs toward the outside of the city, but not to escape. Well, guys, this is gonna be the Ask and Acquire. Here it is. No, to be continued, okay. The rain has not stopped since the previous night. Outside the city, Besmert and Yenisei stand at the end of the broken bridge, gazing at the misty bank opposite to them. Gutian is perched on the tree above the heads. He has been here all along, arriving earlier than the others.
Mr. Gutian, we are left with only one option, which is to stand here and pray for her. Correct? Pray that the Ask and Acquire, or the divination, will answer us and give us what we want in a flash. But is it really possible?
I think not. We should go.
Besmert listens to the advancing footsteps around her, emanating from all those who are walking towards the broken bridge, still remembering the auspicious significance of this New Year's Day. At first, she tries to distinguish the voices that might be Fashao and the others, but as the rain grows heavier and louder, she finally gives up.
I heard today is a special day for the locals, known as Sui Jiao Chuan. Mr. Getian, what is Sui Jiao Chuan?
Besmert holds her wet fringe to one side and tilts the oiled umbrella towards Yenisei. The Lushu silently approaches and leans against her tightly.
It comes from an ancient proverb. 百载难逢，岁朝春. It's the first day of a new year, and the first day of spring, 立春. The beginning of spring corresponds to the lower trigram of Kan, in the direction of Gen. It is the season of life, a time when the weather is clear and young fills the air.
They are pleasing to the ears, but I don't know what to make of it when all these are put together.
立春 is one of the 24 solar terms. It signifies the beginning of spring. 岁朝春 is how people would call it when the first day of the Du Shuo festival and the first day of spring happen to be the same day. It is a once-in-a-century good sign.
Indeed. It's also the first day of a new year. I like the coincidence.
Do you still find it equally pleasing if your teammates are not coming back?
Then I will take them home as they are now and see what I can do. I know the words are hidden behind your silence, but this is the best option for now. After all, as you just said, prayers are not enough to bring them back.
They could, for a time.
But that's only what happened in the past. As you just said, good days only exist in our memories.
That was before the flood. The aftermath of that disaster lasted longer than I thought. I was so wrong to think it was over.
Besmert looks up. A drop of rain falls right into the fabric she uses to cover her eyes. Then more falls and more, gradually wetting the entire weaved surface. She listens without intending any comment.
It all began with the unstoppable flood. At first, it was just a few unusual tides that no one noticed. Then, the flood came, followed by the destruction of the bridge. The temple on the mountain thus lost its connection to its pilgrims. The prayers were no longer answered. I do not understand what caused all these things. My people left the mountain to help with the situation, but they never came back. Even this river beneath us is gone, just like the Yuan Temple, forever lost in the fog.
Behind them, the city residents gradually approach and carve words of divination into the wooden sticks in their hands, just as they had in previous years. They are prepared for the fact that there may not be an answer to their questions, but they know nothing of the reason why. Besmert feels the weight of the growing crowd. They gather and dry it in the rain, working tirelessly for a long time. It is the eternal fate of humans and arcanists to act upon desires they know they cannot. Desires they know cannot be realized.
It's useless. The god won't hear us, nor will it see us.
Please know that I don't mean to offend you with this question.
Please.
Can't you take those people to the other end of the bridge? If the condition of the divination is to go across the broken bridge.
Though we're both outsiders in this place, you are more naive than I am.
Huh?
One can only meet the condition by going over the bridge oneself. Even if the price is their life. You might think it's cruel, but what good would it do if people were easily given what they asked for, without paying a price?
The ask and the choir.
Wouldn't it make other suffering a joke?
Gutian lowers his head to look at Besmert and the quiet Yenisei beside him, thinking that they perhaps do not believe his words. He rarely needs to say so much to others in such a short space of time, but since he has already started, he might as well finish.
You don't believe me?
I'm trying to understand.
It's all the same. I can take you to the other side of the bridge. But you must not be disappointed if it ends up fruitless.
Pardon?
I can take you there.
Why? Why the change of mind?
Haven't I mentioned it before?
Mentioned what?
Your bones. Among all the others, you are the only one for whom I do not recognize the markings on your bones.
This better not be sacrificing Besmert, or else I'll be pretty disappointed. Just saying, just saying. Another way out. Leap across the chasm and rediscover the lost unknown. Alright. We're almost there. Maybe we are there. Who knows? Another way out. There should be no more boss battles. Not that I'm aware of. This new discovery swiftly draws Besmert's attention away from the broken bridge.
What is that supposed to mean?
Judging from the fact that you have unreadable bones, you are certainly neither a Yao nor a human. A Grumpkin? No.
Oh, I'm also an arcanist.
My instinct told me that I should flee to the end of the world the moment I saw you.
You did run away, along with my poor teammates, who were turned into Lushus.
I could not have imagined being around someone with unreadable bones. Turns out, it wasn't as strange as I thought it would be.
Not much difference, you mean? Like the people here believe that there's no difference between humans and arcanists, which makes me very surprised.
Based on the bones I've seen, they are different. It's just that...
Doesn't make a difference, right? We are the same when we desire something.
Besmert turns her face towards where the people are moving. She holds her face as if firmly staring at something despite her lack of sight.
I wasn't questioning you or the temple when I asked you about flying to the other side. I wasn't even questioning the strange condition of this arcane skill.
What do you mean?
I was running out of options, I guess. It was just some futile effort I made when I realized this was a dead end. But I have no idea how it got to this point.
Besmert makes her decision. She lifts the oiled umbrella and sticks it between the branches above her head. Walking out from beneath its cover, heading towards the people carving sticks in the rain. Yenisei does not stop either. She follows behind Besmert just as she has been doing since their departure.
Where are you going?
I have questions to ask.
Even if there are no answers?
Yes. I think it is the same for all these people. They keep asking, even though they hear no answers.
Besmert walks forward, almost reaching the broken bridge, until Yenisei grabs her sleeve.
It's okay. I know what you're going to say.
No to bullying, ladies and gentlemen. Yenisei reveals her image in the rain. The surface of the water is lightly patterned by raindrops and her face is rippled by their falling. Fortunately, her heart is no longer swaying like a reflection.
How are you going to do it? We don't have any wooden chips like that.
I will use my finger. Mud and water. On the ground. You can ask too. Whatever means you use.
What I want to know.
Besmert crouches down and pokes her index finger into the soft mud, writing few acrylic letters, then others, then still more. By the time she finishes writing the entire question, the first letters have already been eaten by the heavy rain, like seawater washing away etchings on a beach.
Child, what's your question? Say it if you like.
Do you have a mother?
I think I will write it down.
Yenisei doesn't believe that doing so will have any purpose, but she cannot refuse Besmert. Just saying, Yenisei has the ability. Maybe she gets the answer through water. As she gazes at her face in the pool of water, she once again activates her arcane skill and asks the question that has been waiting in her heart. The red-haired girl suddenly disappears from the pool of water in front of her. Instead, a line of acrylic letters composed of warm-colored dots appear from the clear water surface. The girl looks at the water and realizes that the line of words doesn't even need to be fully legible. Rain pounds and waves rise. The water trembles with her question. Where is my water? The sudden emergence of more animal footsteps prevents Yenisei from becoming lost in deeper thought. The red-haired girl reappears in the water. Her tone is unsparing as usual.
Are they still going to carry out the fortune walk?
Yenisei turns around. These animals, neither Lushus nor striped horses, have left the city unattended Zuchi and they coincidentally arrived here. They are stood there naked and tired, unadorned in any festive decorations. The ribbons and flowers Yenisei had seen on the first day and the bustling market have disappeared. Not suitable for the present situation after all.
They are carrying wooden chips in their mouths.
They're all here, right?
Yes, with the wooden chips. They are here for the divination, but the chips are empty.
They will have to ask in their minds.
What would you like me to do?
You can be their mouths, hands and eyes. You can also do nothing, just like the good sir waiting behind us.
Gutian remains in the tree and thus sees everything. His wings have become damp and heavy from the rain, and the cloth on his head is soaked, pressing down heavily as if dragging him back down to the ground, back into the mud, back to the place where the world began. He doesn't move, silently taking stock of everything that happened under that tree.
I see. If they are here for the divination, I will help.
There are many puddles on the uneven ground. After a brief flicker of light, faces begin to appear in the water. They fade again one by one, forming in long or short sentences. Though Yenisei cannot understand them, this is all she can do. She continues to look for a while, then forces herself to turn around and search for Besmert.
Madam, after we go back...
Bad soundtrack. Something bad's gonna happen. Someone's gonna die. Someone's gone. Besmert smiles, shakes her head gently, and halts the girl's words. Besmert turns around, seeming to be facing Gutian's direction, back to the city gates from which everyone came. She can sense a steady stream of energy flowing towards some destination.
You're wrong. It can hear us.
Gutian is in the tree, shaking off his wings like a swallow, shaking off the reasons for making him feel so excessively damp. He knows that Besmert must not be talking to him, as the blind arcanist continues to work in vain, but then he is wrong yet again.
Who is that?
The sound everyone present can hear becomes louder and louder against the breaking silence, accompanied now by nothing but the patter of the rain, to the point where they all turn back. All they can see is a red dress swiftly passing over them all. She's gonna run. It is Jui Nangxi. Both those familiar and unfamiliar with her quickly realize her identity, despite the change. Why did she do it? Did she really jump over the broken bridge? What could possibly have happened to her after doing so? A myriad of questions hover in the minds of the confounded witnesses.
It was her. The noise I heard. It was Qianengzi, right? It was an unusual disturbance when she jumped over the bridge.
That was 九娘子, Mr. Liu. Did you see that?
Yes, that's her. That's really her. High heaven, she did it. She jumped over.
In shock, someone hurriedly pokes their head towards the opposite bank of the broken bridge, but stops and withdraws at the cliff's edge. They are seeking a definite answer, but fear the steepness and height of the cliff. Naturally, they never imagined someone might cross it.
That... That's right! It's Junangsi! I saw her turn into a Lushu! Madam, she turned into a real Lushu!
The people are back! And the river!
The river! The Pele River is rising!
Beneath the cliff no longer lies a canyon, or a low river, but a constantly rising torrent.
Wait, I can talk! My body's... What's happening?
The people finally react. They look at each other excitedly, a red light illuminating their faces like the dazzling courtyard fires beneath the festival walkways or the strip of light that appears on the river before. Their divine wishes have been granted.
Wait, my body is back?
A little late to realize, Yenisei almost leaps into the air to embrace Besmert.
Junangsi, she jumped over the bridge. She jumped over, in the human form. She didn't fall. I'm not sure if I saw it clearly. I think for an instant, she turned into a real Lushu. Is this the power of the divination? The magic of Ask in the Choir? Oh wait, the people in the city have come back. So maybe...
A voice now long unheard also sounds from beside them.
What the... What's going on? Oh, my head hurts.
Welcome back, Krolik.
Mr. Krolik!
In the crowd, all the companions they once had lost are now returned to them.
Oh dear. I had the strangest dream.
Jurien?
And Mr. Urien! Everyone! They are over there! Madam, let's go see them!
Without waiting for an answer, Yenisei waves from a distance and immediately rushes toward them.
We are here!
Or runs toward them.
Aizai Nun Feng Sai Jiao Chen. It's indeed a rare occasion.
I mean, not sure how I feel about this, to be honest. To be continued. Okay. I mean, the build-up was for this, you know what I mean? Ask and inquire, and so the river flowed.
Previously, we were at...
陆蛇, the Xiangrui came to the human world to go through the God's test, but she repented.
Exactly. She had been troubled by the repentance until the New Year's Eve. That night, her tutor straightened her out, and she was very grateful. After that, she bid him goodbye and went to the broken bridge alone. However, ladies and gentlemen, the Shouri this year happened to be the beginning of spring. Such a coincidence happens only once every 100 years. On this particular day, the thunderstorm was raging, and all the strangest things happened. The cliff was shrouded in confusing fog, and below was a bottomless abyss. No one had ever jumped over the bridge successfully. Yet, the Lushu decided to make an attempt for the sake of the people who believed in her. She was determined to retrieve the tortoiseshell divination.
That's not it. She used the wooden chip, not the tortoise shell.
You've told this story for many times and still getting it wrong? You have to admit you're not young anymore.
Well, there's no such thing as a perfect story. Adaptations are always allowed, right? Please, pretend you didn't hear me and forget about it.
Give me a break. He's telling that story again? I thought he'd be done with it after last time. I even bought a ticket.
Last time? When? Last year? Did you sleep for a whole year?
I hear you, gentleman in blue.
Now he's listening.
You know, you are part of the story. Just like me.
Me? What do you mean?
Listen and you'll know. So, the Lu Shu jumped over the bridge, awakened the Yuan Temple, and revived the Pei Lin River. As a result, more and more people come to the Pei City at festivals. So I start telling stories again. As for you, the Lu Shu took over your tavern and turned you into her kind because you were an unscrupulous profiteer. You gave short weight to the people. That caused the decline of your business. Yet, you blamed it on the poor harvest. But I think the Lu Shu saved you from the plight. She ran the tavern for you, and you had a good sleep during that time. In a word, you did nothing good. But things ended up well for you.
What? No way! I want that too. If only somebody could finish my essay when I fall asleep.
Already writing a political essay at this age? You have a promising future, young man. But I think you should go home now and get some sleep. You need to rest well so you can continue with your studies tomorrow. After all, the essay matters much more than the story. Right?
Rich people laugh. Honestly, I was expecting them to be like, yo, you're a fraud, you know? There's like, hey, Mr. Fraud Man, stop making up this stuff. You know, it would have been huge if that guy telling the stories is what influenced Gio Nanxi to act this way. Amidst the festive hustle and bustle, a farewell brews in front of the city gates. This is the place from which people come and people go.
I have so many things to write about this time. Enough for me to write a travel note. What should I call it? Travel in the East? Journey to Pei City?
Notes on Shouri.
Neither of them sounds good. There are already too many travels and journeys. I think you are different from those authors, madam. So...
Gutian escorts the group to a spot near the city gate, where the road splits into two. On one side lies the road up the mountain, and on the other lies the road down. He slowly descends to the ground, standing still, stiff, and slightly uncomfortable. The human companions of the two arcanes retreat in caution and fear from the strange bird creature.
Indeed. Unlike others, the two of you have experienced it in its entirety.
what do you mean?
There was a beginning, and now here is an end. Forget not where you came from at the end. This is the entirety.
I thought he was gonna hit us with the, this is eternity, and I'm gonna be like, damn. It really was the eternities we made along the way.
Thus, happiness is found.
I'm sorry that I still don't understand your riddles.
That's no matter.
Sorry to interrupt you. Can we go? I really want to go home right away.
Ah, then we shall.
Please wait. There's one more thing.
Certainly. Please.
The questions you asked, have you had the answers?
I'm not sure.
What do you mean?
When Zhe Nengse jumped over the bridge, Yanase saw a pattern being formed where I wrote my question. We didn't understand it. It didn't bother us either. Perhaps because there was no answer to my question.
A question is asked, and a divination is made. What you saw might be a hexagram, not the interpretation of it. Do you still remember what it looks like?
She can't see. Yanise thinks for a moment and uses a rock hammer handle to draw crooked and twisted lines in the sand, with occasional breaks in the middle of them.
It changed a little, and ended up like this.
The hexagram of water and fire. I'd assume this belongs to an elderly person. What about yours?
Yenisei stunned for a moment, then draws a few more lines. By the end of it, her offering is already rather messy, so much so that she stretches out a section of it. Fortunately, Gutyeon can still read it.
This is Shu, the hexagram of waiting. Though I don't know what could be derived from it, the interpretation is simple. Above is water, the stranding dragon, advising patience. Below is uprightness, which means you will smooth away the obstacles.
Which means...
You will find your water. All you need to do is wait.
Yes, thank you. I didn't know that.
As for your hexagram, you have gone across the river. A decision has been made.
I see.
Turns out the divination doesn't help at all.
It does, if you believe in it.
No, I know what you mean. It is exactly how I expected it to be. Thank you, Mr. Gutien.
No need.
And what about you? Have you learned your answer?
It told me to let things be. Since I have left the mountain, I should follow what's inside my mind.
Gutyeon turns his head and points his wings towards the path up the mountain. The pick goes hard. I remember
that at the end of the Peiling River, where the lanterns float, stands a great building. It might be real or illusional. I have seen it many times, yet I have never thought of going there.
The two of them look in the direction pointed out by Gutyeon, only seeing the jungle into which Jiu Nangzi disappeared and nothing more.
There's nothing there.
I will go anyway.
Then, what about Junangsi? She jumped over the bridge. Is she never coming back?
Gutyeon doesn't answer. He only shakes his head. All Yenisei can do is glance over to Gutyeon filled with unspoken inquiries. I mean, does it matter if Jiu Nangzi is coming back? Just wish her a happy life, man. Besmer turns toward distant cliffs and jungle, standing without speaking for a long while, until at last she breaks her silence.
Perhaps we will meet again. One day.
Yeah, don't say that. Honestly, I'd rather Jiu Nangzi stay on the other side and, I don't know, see her mother or something. You know? That would be a happy ending for everyone, no? It's just, let things stay where they are. We will meet again. Until we meet again. In another time, and in another place. Definitely not the next event, that's for damn sure. Who knows, maybe 1 year later, they're gonna rerun this event and then the sequel comes out. Depends, I don't know when this story happens. Is main story even happening? Like, is this happening before, after chapter 4? Where is it, you know? We don't know. Or at least I don't know. The party journeys along the river for a long time, but the night never falls. Most of them are in a hurry to leave. The same desire as before, but now much stronger than ever before. More than enough to bring the long-awaited harmony of a common purpose to the team. And no one dares mention their experiences for the rest of the trip.
Let's make camp after we get out of the forest. What do you say?
I'm fine with it. How are you feeling, Mr. Jurian?
I'm fine with that.
A few still harbor a lingering curiosity. One they endure for a long time and still unable to resist. They turn around to see if the ancient city on the mountainside is still in sight. But while this is not a story where those who look back might turn into a pillar of salt, there remains no trace of the strange city that should have still been in view. As they walk onward, the revived river known as Pelin, too, has changed in its appearance.
Madam, the river!
Oh, my bad. The once wide river invisibly splits into slender tributaries behind them, spreading out across the lush spring meadows like a rope net. Even if they wanted to find it, they might never distinguish the one that would lead them back.
What is it?
The compass is working! Great!
Their fellow traveler excitedly raises his hand, briefly blocking Yenisei's gaze from Besmert. The girl takes advantage of the situation and withdraws the words she cannot say. She only gently shakes her head.
Nothing. Let's move. The compass is working, which means we can rely on the map again.
Oh, that's good. As for the book I'm going to write,
You know, maybe that water led us to a city, and that city just happens to be a moment in time, wiped by the storm. It would explain how we went from this mountain to just a desert or something. Maybe. Maybe.
Yes? Have you decided the title?
yes, I will call it Notes on Shouri.
Oh, hardest name drop. Holy. And that gave me goosebumps, man.
Notes on Shouri. Yes, that's the title.
Ah, we're still here. She flips over a page and continues
The
reading.
title is actually not a good choice for a book on geographical discoveries. On one hand, there is no doubt that Shouri is a difficult word for the target readers of this book.
Ah, speaking of writing, let me just say, I hate demographics, man. I hate that people will be like, hey, you must decide on a demographic. Listen, man, when I write, the pen writes, alright? I'm not the guy writing. Something possesses me from the heavens and is like, you will write this, you will write that, the story will progress there. And listen, some people, they write and then they hesitate and then they erase the lines, you know? I understand that, but, when an author is passionate, holy does that pen write. You know, some people might read the line and be like, huh, this thing isn't there, it's meh, kind of. Yeah, or nothing exciting is going on. But at the moment when the author is writing that line, my guy is jumping in adrenaline, you know? It's like, you find a guy, I don't know if he's too experienced in reading, but you find someone who will eventually read that and feel the same thing, if not more than the author himself. In fact, I don't know about many authors, but I know some authors will be like, damn, I wrote this book. I'm really not expecting anything. And boom, you get people asking for more. It's like, well, what do you mean more? It's ended. That's why it's so good. It's because it ended. And then people will be like, more! Just like, at that moment you realize you really have made it as an author, don't you? I guess the lesson is less is more. Demographics. Listen, man, settle on the demographic after you've written the book. That is all I'm saying.
On the other hand, the word notes, in most cases, is used to describe the collections of informal essays. They usually record the daily talks of professional writers, and thus include a variety of ideas and inspirations. As a geographer, however, I don't possess enough knowledge of literature to write the real notes, nor does the assistant who takes dictations from me, unfortunately. Even so, we have decided to use these words for the title. Postscript. The title has also been included in the first draft we sent to the editors of Motherland Documentary and the Department of Publication Review. The next page is missing. Let me see. Oh, found it. June 4. Sunny. I never knew the journey back to Omsk would take so long. My assistant and I set off from Yekaterinburg last year, and we didn't arrive until now. In Omsk, we met the governor again. I left him some drafts of this book, in return for the help from the local Scientific Research Association. Those drafts have recorded the steppe ecosystem around the Om River in detail. For example, before we arrived in Omsk, we followed a herd of sheep across the river. The wool on their tails was apparently matted. I recorded this detail because the way they crossed the water was almost a miracle. It is known to all that sheep can be easily drowned because their thick wool holds them back in water. Yet, things seemed different for those sheep. They had been trained by the local herders and were able to cross the river swiftly, as if they were only several balls of cotton floating on the water.
When they came to the shore, I noticed that their hooves were in the shape of a round cake, with one slice missing.
Nah. This can't be. Hold on. Besmert being Verton's mother theory? Is it legit?
They climbed out of the water with their little cake hooves, shook themselves dry, and continued on to the next pasture, never hesitant to go forward, never looking back. Seeing all these, I hope I would be as determined as these sheep in my future journey. Today's article was an extract from a geographic manuscript from St. Pavlov Foundation Far East Branch, recorded by Yenisei. Next is the news broadcast.
What the hell?
Miss Radio?
Yes, I'm here.
What time is it now?
It's 4:15 p.m.
The nap went on a little longer than I thought.
Yes. How are you feeling?
What an insane dream that was.
I think I had a dream. Many animals were jumping over a broken bridge.
I read you a story which has zebras and sheep in it.
Zebras and sheep? I don't remember that.
Excuse me? Is Timekeeper in the room?
Howdy, Senator. Been a while.
I am.
May I come in? There is something I need to confirm with you.
I'm sorry. Who's that?
It's me, Sonetto.
I might have taken too long a nap. Never mind. Please, come in.
Timekeeper, you don't look very well. Are you alright?
It's okay. I had a weird dream.
Man, I feel nostalgic. This setup, this lineup, Vertin and Sonetto. Damn, I think this happens after Chapter 5. Because they have Miss Radio with them.
What's going on?
Oh, it's a letter from the Foundation. A colleague from the Russian branch was transferred to the headquarters today. She has shown a strong willingness to perform long-term field missions. Thus, the headquarters intends to transfer her to the Timekeeper Squad. Would you have a meeting with her? It is said that she is experienced in geographical exploration and survival in the wilderness. She could be a great helper.
Now wait, then... oh man. I don't think Besmert is Vertin's mother anymore, but there definitely has to be a correlation somewhere. I'm just saying.
Geographical exploration? What's her name?
Yenisei.
Please hold on. Let me check her file here. And her name is Yenisei.
Damn. Now that's a line dropper right there. Goddamn. The end. I'm not even gonna skip this one. Don't think it makes much of a difference, but hey, we're here. The after report has begun. Hey, I'm not. I am not. No. Thank you. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Anecdote. Zima inside the penumbra can, covered in layers of dust, in a layer of dust. Stories buried in the depths of time. I do want to say, here's just a small comment from me. I am kind of disappointed that some of the main cast, or rather, some of the people here, we haven't seen them in main story. We're not gonna see them in main story, but then they have anecdotes. It's like, I understand anecdotes is their way of showing the characters, but like, surely we could have seen more of them in main story. Surely we could have seen more of them in events. I mean, Zima literally has this outfit. It's like, hello, what is bro doing? Why is he wearing this? Surely he could have appeared in an event. You know, surely DK, the other one, Pavia and... DK, Pavia, and who? DK, Pavia, Miss Tooth Fairy. Surely they could have appeared in the Uluru event with their clothes, but no, they don't even appear. I was half expecting Anan Lee to make an appearance, you know, because they gave her skin off for free and all this other stuff in between. In any case, I can't
Sounds like the roar of a wild beast.
Be too disappointed. At the end of the day, I'll give this event a 6 out of 10. It definitely had some good moments here and there, but for what the event is, I need to ask, were 23 chapters necessary? As I said, the first 9 chapters, all of this just to finally make it to the damn city. Like, surely, the first 6 stages should have been more than just, yo, we're fighting amongst ourselves, and then we enter city doing nothing, until this chapter. Yenisei gets abducted right after, and then nothing. Oh, guys, we're now talking with Gutian and we're understanding what's going on. Skip, nothing. We finally see the reveal. Again, it's just like, I don't think it deserves to be that long, but don't get me wrong. It being that long made the last one hit kinda hard. I'm just saying, that ending, ooh, got some goosebumps out of me. But again, it's just, did it need to be that long? I'll leave it up to you. In any case, we will meet again. Until we meet again, in another time, in another place.